Hey there everyone, welcome to my channel, Soulight Hypnotherapy. I've got another Trump related reading for you guys today. I did this reading for this week. I laid it out actually on Sunday. It's Tuesday now. And I just started getting so much information that it was kind of overwhelming. So I just wanted to take my time with it because I think that I had some time. I don't think it's just a weekly reading. I think it's kind of like information that just wants to come out. Like one of those random readings that I don't, ask for. It just starts to give me information. So, and then I started channeling. I felt like I was channeling the cards. Sometimes I do that, which is weird for me. So I felt like I was channeling God. I know that sounds crazy to some people, or I don't want to offend anyone, but I guess you could look at it as I was channeling our higher self that we call God, our source guidance. But I felt like I got some messages to share. So, and I guess that's another reason why I had to wait to post this reading. Just wanted to absorb that. So anyway, enough with the introduction. I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button, and I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe if you haven't already. And please share my videos with your friends. Join me on Patreon to get some exclusive videos. Some of my videos are posted here on YouTube as partials, which still contain a lot of information, but the entire video is only available on my Patreon site. So if you want to have access to those, please join me on Patreon. Please help and support the channel. Your tarot reader got to eat too, and there's a donate button on the homepage. So if you like what I'm offering you, so make sure to reach out every once in a while. Show your love to all of your favorite tarot readers. Alright, so let's get started. So, like I said, this started out as a weekly reading. What's around Trump's presidency ended up being more so messages from our higher self or God. Okay? That's what I would like to say. So this column here represents Trump. This column here represents what's challenging Trump in these time frames. I feel the time frame of here is right now. Time frame here is the time of the election next week. And the time frame here is anything after that time, after the election, the changes, right? So let's begin. Like I said, this is Trump's column. At the Six of Wands here, hopefully you can see. I know I'm a little far away from my camera, so, from my desk. So hold on. I want to see if I can pick up the cards without everything falling. No, I think I'm going to just point to the cards today. This Six of Wands, as you can see, this is Trump here, standing at a platform. Okay, and this is the politician card, our elected leader, someone that you elect. So I feel that it is Trump. It's Trump roaring to anyone who will listen to his bluster. This is him, I feel, making his speeches at his rallies and using his platform to make his points to the public, to the world. And I feel like he's going to be really saying a lot that he was a fair and square elected leader. He's going to be trying to make that point that there's no collusion. He's the rightful leader. He's the rightful president. I feel like his ego is very strong at this time, and it's going to be getting stroked by his crowd of followers here. I used the traditional Rider-Waite deck just for this Five of Swords because I feel like it illustrates the drama and the toxic atmosphere that Trump is creating with his rhetoric, with his speeches, a little bit better than this Five of Swords. And this is the I can't pronounce the guy's name who designed the deck, but it's called the Dream Tarot. It's a very good tarot deck. I've had it for a while. I don't know why I haven't used it. In this deck, it's got someone who's got his warrior, his tribal warrior face paint on because he's ready for war. He's ready to win at all costs, right? He's ready to go to war. So that's an energy that I think is definitely that his crowd, his base is showing right now. But I think this one describes what's going on a little bit better. So let me just place it back. Okay. And zoom out a little. Okay. So, as I was saying, I feel like he's going to be getting his ego stroked by his crowd of his faithful crowd. We have the faithfulness card here. The dog is faithful to his master, but it's reversed, right? And when it's reversed, this is an unworthiness. Someone feels unworthy of, someone is unworthy of their devotion, or they're unworthy to their devoted one. Okay, so there's betrayal, there's infidelity in this card. And again, a strong energy of unworthiness. It's right next to this president card. It's an unworthy president. It's an unworthy crowd. Okay, it's also saying, let me not jump the gun. This crowd that Trump is speaking to, they're full of conflict, the Five of Swords, full of envy, hostility, resentment, bitterness, and violence. And together, they stir up the past, or they want to bring back the past. And they want to start some shit. They want to start some drama. This is my drama card. They want to start some conflict. They want to start a war. It could be a civil war because we have the country card, which is a domestic card. Domestic terrorism here. Domestic war. But there's also Middle East represented here as well. There's overseas Middle East. So something like that may be coming out. I'm not saying there's a war with the Middle East, but I'm just saying some drama about the Middle East could be coming out shortly. And we all know what's going on with Saudi Arabia. So expect that to escalate, or for Trump's rhetoric around that, or Congress. There to be some kind of conflict between Trump and Congress around the Middle East. Okay? There's a lot of layers in my readings, so I'm seeing, that's another reason why sometimes I have to take a day or two to absorb the reading, because there's so much going on. I'm also seeing Trump is getting his crowds revved up about the caravan that's coming. He's starting some drama about the immigrants that are on their way, and claiming that there's Middle Eastern terrorists in this caravan. And that's all just drama. It's all manipulation. It's all deceit. We have the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords right next to each other. I don't know if you can see that. Seven of Swords, Five of Swords. But anyway, I'm jumping the gun. There's a lot to point out here. But let me stay as organized as I can be. I did write notes so that I could stay organized because there's so much. So, like I said, I feel like his crowds want to start something, and he wants to start something. He wants to incite them to start something. But Trump is going to lose a lot of support, though, because of this. Okay, see, they're walking away from, and he's smirking, and this is the blonde. He's smirking, and he's acting confident like he won, but nobody really wins. Nobody really wins. And there's people walking away from him. Some of his supporters will be walking away from him. This could be referring to the Republicans, some Republicans. This could be referring to some of his voters. This could be referring to some of his legal counsel or advisors. Okay. But going back to his followers, they'll follow him at this time. They're following him to the bitter end, But there's no win for them. He's the only one who wins. See his smirk? They're not going to win. And I also want to point out to his base, to his followers, those at his rallies, the Trumpsters, that he's got this smirk on his face. He knows you're not going to win. And he's the Six of Wands here, standing triumphant and looking down on you from his pedestal, from his perch. Okay? Looking down on you unworthies. But he's an unworthy president. But at the same time that he's unworthy, he's your leader, and you will follow him to the bitter end. The Trumpsters will follow him to the bitter end. He may not be much, but he's theirs, and that's the type of devotion that they have for him. Okay, he's making a lot of promises to them. He's taking advantage of them. He's making promises he doesn't intend to keep. He's failed to keep his oath of office already. And you can just feel the ego and the narcissism and the elitism oozing out of this card. And his craven need for attention as he looks down on his base, which he feels are beneath them. But like I said, they accept him as his leader. He may not be much, but he is theirs. And that's the type of devotion that they're going to show to him. However, I do see some people walking away from him. Like I said, this may be some Republican voters. This may be some Republicans in the party. This may be some of his advisors. Not sure yet. We'll see how that develops. With the Six of Wands here, Trump is showing great disrespect towards what he perceives to be this hostile force that's coming for him. Whenever you get the Five of Swords in a typical tarot reading, it means something from your past, or something is coming towards you to start some shit, to start some drama, to start some trouble. And there's a desire to get over this thing, to win over this thing, to get the last word, or to defeat it. It's definitely some conflict coming your way. So that's the energy of the Five of Swords. So Trump is showing great disrespect to what he perceives to be a hostile force, or what he wants people to perceive to be a hostile force. But look, they're not carrying any weapons. But he's getting his crowd all worked up about what's coming. He's getting them revved up. I feel like this is also representing a foreign enemy. Trump is getting them revved up about this foreign enemy, the Hondurans, right? But also maybe the Middle East. Middle Eastern terrorists in the caravan, yeah. And then it could be also standing for another foreign enemy that he may be using to create hostility and resentment in his crowd of followers. Now, what's coming towards him? They're coming towards him, and that his enemy. This also represents his enemies. Okay, it has layers. It represents the Hondurans. It represents possibly Middle East terrorist in the caravan. Could be another foreign enemy. It also represents Trump's enemies, which is the press, the news, Mueller, the blue wave, which is showing here. Look at the blue wave. I'll pull it up for you in a minute so you can see it more closely. The blue wave and the Democrats, right? These are perceived hostile forces coming towards him to defeat him. Because why? Because they're trying to escape shared energy. They're trying to escape a worse or a more unhappy future, right? So this is just, so I just want to say the level of that, everybody is sharing that energy that he perceives to be his enemy. They're trying to escape a worse or an unhappy future. So this is definitely deceitful. He's trying to get his base to feel like there's something to fear or worry about these people, these immigrants. They're just trying to escape a worse future. They're headed towards our country, the Two of Hearts here, for that purpose, not to harm anyone. But, he knows that they'll believe what he wants them to believe. And it's the blue wave as well. It's the Democrats. It's the people. That we're tired of this unworthy president, and we want to escape a worse or an unhappy future with him at the helm. So that's what's coming towards him. So Trump is doing everything he can to defeat these energies, right? And he's going to use deceit and manipulation and cheating and lying to defeat his perceived enemies, okay? Justice is definitely coming towards Trump here. We have the Justice card below. It's coming towards him in the future after this blue wave hits. There may also be an infidelity or something, or an ex-wife or two, or some kind of could be an ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, or two coming out of the woodwork, a skeleton from his closet coming out that he's going to deny and have to deal with. And then there is a charge. See, the Knight of Swords is charging towards him. There's a charge coming towards him, and this could be a legal charge, a criminal charge, or possibly a command from Congress about the Middle East and taking some kind of action overseas. Again, Trump is going to be denying these hostile forces that are coming towards him, denying in some way, not wanting to go along or wanting to fight it, just to oppose it. And I also feel like this is saying that this blue wave that's headed his way, I think there may be an upset. I think there may be a huge victory here for the Democrats. A surprising huge victory. And there's a possibility that if that does happen, Trump will deny or contest the election, or prod his followers to do that. And like I said, some kind of skeleton is going to be coming out of his closet that he will be denying as well, and that could be another infidelity. There's a lot in this reading to cover. Just bear with me, guys. This is just for my die-hard Soulight Hypnotherapy fans, I guess. With the Five of Swords, going back to that, as Trump's challenge, he's very suspicious of everyone around him, especially this woman here. There's a woman here depicted by the Widow card and further clarified by the Consultant reverse. So this could be Nikki Haley. This could be Nikki Haley. Could be someone else. Like I said, I feel X energy, X relationship energy as well. But specifically to talk about Nikki Haley, I do feel like, because this could be a bullying card, an intimidation card. There's this guy smirking, and he's intimidating them to walk away, or challenging them, but they decide to walk away. So this is her walking away, and I feel like she was bullied to walk away, or she decided to walk away because she saw the signs that this blue wave is coming and that justice is coming for Trump and for his house. And she wanted to exit the premises before that. Now, I know she's made her declaration of laying down her sword, of resigning, but I don't know if she's actually left yet. So maybe during this time of the election, in this time frame here, she will actually be leaving, exiting. And I think that 2 other men are going to be leaving as well soon. It could be a general, could be Mattis, Kelly. It could be some man in a high position of leadership. I think there may be 2 men as well also resigning or leaving, or being forced to leave, or leaving because it's just, the writing is on the wall that justice is coming for Trump, because we have the justice card here. And it's almost like it's here twice, because we have the lawyer, the man of the law next to it, which is also a justice card. So I clarified, like I said, I clarified justice with the man of the law. So this could be specifically a man of the law. So this could be actually Mueller. This could be Mueller in this further future after this election, serving Trump with some report or summons, or it could be some other kind of legal summons or request. But there's a legal charge coming towards Trump. It's criminal. It's criminal. 7 of Swords, the criminal. Okay. Sorry, you couldn't see that. All right. I also feel like, since they've got the Casa card here, which to me is this deck's version of the White House, Congress, the country, any body of law, right? Any institution of law as well. Trump could be consulting his White House lawyer when he gets served with this. This could also be impeachment proceedings. That might be what this is, because Trump is consulting his White House lawyer to deal with this, and to give him legal advice. I'm not going to call all of these out, but these are my cards that pinpoint energy. And so this situation is going to hinder Trump. So I do feel like it's probably impeachment proceedings after his election. Not sure how soon after the election, but I do feel like he'll have to deal with that. Now, this legal advice that Trump is going to be getting, and he's also going to be getting advice from Congress about how to deal with the Middle East, and from Nikki Haley, and from his generals. Trump is not going to be taking any of this advice here with a consultant reversed, or he'll take it and he won't use it. Okay? He's going to be claiming that he's innocent with this baby here of any and all charges. This is a new beginning, so this is a new legal trial. I think this is an impeachment. He's going to be claiming that he's innocent, and he's honest. He's like I said, a fair elected leader. And I do feel like he's going to be exercising some kind of one of his legal rights, and it could be the 5th pleading a fifth, right? Or pleading innocent to something. He's not going to admit any kind of guilt of, he's not going to admit any kind of guilt of the terrorism that's going on locally right now. And he's not going to admit any kind of guilt regarding cheating to win the election and cheating that's going to be going on in this current midterm election. He's not going to admit any kind of guilt. He's going to be denying any kind of charge, okay, that's coming for him in the future. There's definitely lying and cheating going on, right? This is a definite manipulation card. The Seven of Swords is the biggest cheating card in the deck. And then we have the criminal here from Sibilla and Davina, and the con, the scoundrel. Oh my God, so much lying and cheating going on. Oh, and the enemy reversed. Jesus. Guys, he's got his friends, he's got China, and he's got Russia, Putin, all helping him to try and win this midterm election in a cyber attack type of way to deny votes or to prevent votes. It's all over the place. The cheating is all over the place, okay? And partly this intimidation and these terrorist attacks is part of that intimidation, is part of an attempt to get people not to vote. He wants that. He wants that. But the Seven of Swords next to this Justice is definitely a secret enemy. Who's helping him, that he's either sharing information with, or who is sharing information with him and helping him alter or manipulate votes. So now let's go up to the next section. Let's go to the Four of Cups. We got the Four of Cups here, and the Chariot and the Seven of Swords. So this is whatever is challenging Trump in these time frames, okay, that I already mentioned. So the challenge here before the election is the Four of Cups, is a general, is the people, is the impressions of people, okay? I feel like this is representing the impressions of his voters, the impressions of Republicans that are looking at him and looking at his unworthiness and seeing his con and seeing his deniability of not taking responsibility for what's going on in the country and only stirring up divisiveness and also violence. So that's what's challenging him. It's also representing anyone who sees that the grass is greener on the other side. This could be any voter or Republican voter who is thinking it's time to change this. The grass would be greener on the other side. This could be any Democrat as well. And with the con card next to it, or the trap card, this is Trump's energy and how he's going to try to deal with this challenge. This card means it's not over yet, so there's still uncertainty in whether or not he's going to be able to gain their votes, change their impression. But he's going to use, but he's a con. He's going to use misdirection and misleading information, lying, cheating, and subterfuge to capture their vote or to prevent their vote. This guy is a con artist. This card represents a con artist and a scoundrel. And when I do love readings, if this card comes up, I tell the woman that I'm reading for to take the next train out of town, because this guy is seriously bad news, really. And he's just planning to trap you, use you, and then desert you. The lies coming out of Trump's mouth are going to be unprecedented before this election, and it literally will make history. It's so many lies. And some of the Republicans in the public that are not Trumpsters, like I said, who would normally vote Republican, are going to be very concerned about this type of lying. And like I said, all the hostility and all the terrorism, domestic terrorism that is taking place. And also don't want to be identified with what Trump is labeling himself as, which is a nationalist. They don't want to be grouped into that. So he's trying to sugarcoat it, or not use white nationalist, but he's trying to use words to hide what he's saying. But in truth, that is what he's saying. He's a white nationalist, and they don't want to be grouped in with that. So he's going to lose, like I said, he's going to lose a lot of Republican votes, not necessarily Trumpsters, but Republican votes because of these actions. God, we're already 30 minutes in. It's going to be a long one, guys. But I don't care. I'm just gonna do my reading. So like I said, Trump is going to do everything he can to steal, capture, or harness their vote, and even prevent it through the help of his China and Russia Putin friends with cheating, cyber cheating, if necessary, right, to change these minds, or to get a win at any and all cost. With the Chariot here in the center of the reading, I love this card in this deck because it has a huge blue wave. Baby, this is a huge victory, I feel, for the Democrats. And with the Knight of Swords next to it, I feel like it's kind of surprising, too. It's going to be bigger than we thought. Next to the country house, to clarify it, I think that this is just standing for the country. It's standing for Congress. It's standing for the White House. There's going to be a huge blue wave hitting it all. Okay, I clarified and got another card. This is where I clarified and got the letter card. This is going to be happening within a week or two. This is just giving us the time frame. This is definitely a victory for the Democrats at the end of this election. That's what I feel. A huge victory, bigger than we thought. It's going to be huge news. I'm feeling like this is representing, in this card, an antenna. I feel like it's huge news. This could be representing a news network as well. And also looks like a drill overseas. So I'm seeing like drilling here, Middle East drilling. But I'll get to that in a minute. It's going to be huge news, this Democratic win. And like I said, I feel there will be big defeats in both houses. We got two men here laying down their arms. There could be big defeats in both houses, not just the House, but the Senate as well. Because, you know, Trump is going too far. He's on the edge, man. He's too close to the edge. He's pushing. Look how he's pushing against the edge. He's pushing all the barriers. It's too much. There's going to be pushback. So I feel like there's going to be huge defeats. Okay, I don't know for sure. In all my readings, I've seen they still keep the Senate, but we get more of a balance there. We have more power in the Senate. But this is saying there may be a surprise here, surprise defeat of the Senate, and not just the House. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's hope. Our fingers are crossed. And then I feel like also a lot of his candidates for Senate and for Congress are going to be, now they're going to be dropping they're not going to be wanting to be associated with Trump as much right before the election. A lot of them are going to want to distance themselves from Trump, right? You can see it in the card. They're going to want to distance themselves from him because they're going to see that with him they can't win. And that's what you get for riding or dying with the orange buffoon. That's what you get. So the Seven of Swords here, this is a great card too in terms of its symbolism. Hold on, let me turn my music down a little bit. So this is a great card in terms of its symbolism as well. Seven of Swords, like I said, next to the Justice card, is Trump using underhanded tactics, or his lawyers using underhanded tactics to manipulate justice, to manipulate the votes, to manipulate these charges that are coming towards Trump in the near future, so that it will go in Trump's favor. So this is a future challenge that Trump is going to be dealing with. So he's going to be using underhanded tactics to deal with these charges, these legal charges that are coming towards him, and also this impeachment charge that's coming towards him, or investigation. In any investigation that the new Congress is going to be bringing towards him. I clarified this Seven of Swords with the Wedding card reversed. And so this is a card that just also confirms it may be talking about impeachment, because when it's reversed, it's the wedding's off, you know. There's separation ahead for this couple because someone doesn't want to obey the rules. Someone doesn't want to take or accept the decisions of their mate, or in this case of Congress. So this is also a denial as well, a denial of any sort of legal attempt towards Trump. Trump is going to be refusing or denying to obey, okay? So if he gets called in for a deposition, if he gets called in by Mueller, if he gets called out in a report, if he gets investigated, whatever it is, Trump is going to deny it, and he's going to refuse to cooperate with it. And he may even be, like I said, if we get this huge victory in both houses, Trump is definitely going to contest the election, that there was lying and cheating, even though he's the one who was doing it. He's going to claim there was some kind of voter fraud, okay, and make things difficult for everybody. So now let's go up to the next column. This is where I started channeling. This is where I feel like I started channeling. Okay, it got weird. It got weird for me. We have the Lovers, we have the Knight of Swords, and we have the Queen of Swords. Lovers is clarified by the criminal, or the thief. The Knight of Swords is clarified by the enemy reversed, and the blonde woman reversed. And the Queen of Swords, who is also blonde, by the way, I just want to call that out, is clarified with the Consultant card. And then these cards here are the Outcome cards, right? All right. Just follow me, guys. It gets weird, and I just kind of went trancy. So just follow what I'm saying. Accept it or don't accept it. It's up to you. So with the Lovers here, this is a major choice or decision. Again, in this time frame, are votes. A major choice or decision that can change and alter everyone's life. This is the midterm election votes. The decision to hold on to our beloved democracy, or to continue in a love triangle between Trump, and Putin and us, you know. Do we want to continue this? That's the choice that we have to make. So it's important that we understand that when we make our vote. The choice is between the con, the thief, or the good guy. Grand Signore can represent the good guy. The president can represent God. It can represent protective spiritual forces. Our better natures. This is a good guy, but he can also represent the office of president as well. Okay, so we're choosing president. We're choosing. The choice isn't about really the House. The choice is about this president. That's what it's all about. So, as an outcome, the good guy wins, because this is the outcome card. But I feel as Americans, we are going to choose democracy. We're going to choose America. And there's going to be some kind of divine intervention, because God wants America to win. God wants us to win. And like I said, this is my God card. If you want to call it your higher self, or any higher self that you perceive to be, God, any higher energy that you perceive to be God, that's what you can call it, okay? And it's saying that his protection is invincible, and he's going to protect our votes and our choices. He's going to protect our democracy. That's the main message. Why I felt I had to do this reading, even though I kind of feel like I'm all over the place. That's the main message. He's saying to us, I am invincible, and I will protect your vote. I will protect your country. I will protect your democracy. And I already told you that this is legal charges coming towards Trump, but let's just try and sum up this reading. I do feel like Trump is going to be using manipulative tactics with the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords, China, Putin, Russia, to help him. And also hostile forces within his crowd, any sort of terrorism, domestic terrorism, he'll use it to his advantage. He will use it to his advantage. But some of his supporters and some of his advisors are going to be walking away. They don't want any part of this, or they don't want to be associated with Trump now. Trump is too hostile to associate with now. Okay? So he's going to lose some support because of it. Trump is smirking like it's no big deal. Trump is smirking like it's no big deal. And I do feel like this is Nikki Haley resigning, making her official exit at this time, if she hasn't already. Excuse me if she has, but that's just what I'm seeing. It could be someone else. It could be one of his generals, or someone in a high position, 2 men, right? Trump has a lot of suspicion and paranoia about everyone around him. He doesn't want to take their advice. He's causing harmful energy to saturate his base, to color his base, and to incite his base. And this is going to cause even more unbalanced followers to take action to cause harm or violently attack others. This could be an attack, okay? I don't think it's over. I think there's going to be more domestic terrorism occurring between now and the end of the election, and perhaps even afterwards, if he incites them to contest the outcome of the election. And I feel like this blue wave is going to hit in a surprisingly huge way, despite the cheating, because our votes are protected by God. Our votes are protected by the good guy. Our votes are protected by somebody moving on God's behalf to protect us. Okay, the hand of God is here, and it's moving through each and every one of our votes, and it's moving through the hearts and minds of Republicans who know that this is wrong, and who are going to see that the grass is going to be greener on the other side. It's better for the country. And that's how God moves. God moves through each and every one of us. We make choices and decisions to either be God or to be the devil. And He's going to cause a lot of people to think twice and make better choices. So that's a message. Now we have this Knight of Swords, like I said, which I clarified. So I feel like this Knight of Swords is an event that's coming towards Trump. It's coming towards the country. Could be also talking about the caravan. Could be talking about a foreign enemy coming towards us as well. And that could be in terms of the attack. Remember, the time frame that we're in right now is around the time of the election. Excuse me. I'm just waiting for the phone to stop ringing. Damn, it never stops ringing. So, let me just get back to the reading. I clarified this Knight of Swords. But just to talk about the Knight of Swords real quick before I get into the clarifier, it can mean quick communication. It can be news. Remember I said I saw this antenna, this huge news. It's news that comes in hard, fast, and sharp. It could also be someone coming in and attacking you with their communication, confronting you with their communication. It could actually be swift action. The sword, it could be someone who has a gun or a knife or, a weapon to attack you. So there's a warning in this card here for all of us, including Trump. Something is coming. I don't want to paint it too drastically, but we all need to be aware that there's going to be more domestic terrorism. Honestly, there is. So be cautious and make sure you take precautions as much as you can. But still vote. Don't allow yourself to be intimidated. Still, you need to cast your votes. Otherwise, you'll just see more of this. This will just get worse. Your better self, your higher self. Hopefully, you'll be connected to your better self, to your higher self, enough to allow it to take over, to allow you to make the correct actions when something confronts you that you don't like. This could be communication and engagement with a hostile enemy. This could be the Republican mob, the Trumpsters, okay? I kind of feel like we're talking about that. It's just God reminding us to contact our higher self to help us to walk away from any confrontation from Trumpsters, okay? Because it could get violent if you don't. And to be aware that some of them amongst them are not mentally stable. Okay? So rise to your better self. I'm also feeling like this is Obama making a call, and he already did that this week. He already did that. To rise to our better natures, to vote Democrat, okay? There's going to be a lot of impulsive energy, a lot of arguments, like I said, a lot of attacks from whatever direction or from whatever face that it arrives. You have to be ready to call on your better nature to deal with it. And I also feel like this is God saying, please make haste to vote. Call on your better nature. Make haste and cast your vote quickly for the good guy. Cast your vote for the good guy. Cast your vote for the blue. Cast your vote for Democrats. Now with Viaggio here as an outcome, Viaggio reversed is a very positive card. It's a card about a surprise, a positive surprise. So I feel like God or my higher self is talking again, is messaging us again. He's saying that through Viaggio, he's saying through Viaggio that this Donald Trump, was a test. The Chariot card can be a test and a trial, okay? He's saying that Donald Trump was a test, and this test was planned a long time ago for America, a long time ago. This is ancient times, Two of Hearts. And he's saying, I'm offering my divine hand to provide a positive solution to our troubles, but we have to allow him to guide our hand. We have to call on our better nature and cast the right vote. Because he gave us free will. He gave us free will. He's not going to do it for us. We have to do it. We have to vote. Okay? But he says, I'm here, and I'm making you aware. And this test was designed a long time ago for you and for America and for the world. But it's still up to you to pass the test. But I'm here to provide a divine solution for you for these troubles if you'll just cast the right vote. So this is a message for everyone that I had to share. Please, I have to make sure that I post this in the beginning to make sure you guys go to the last part of the reading to at least get this message if you don't want to sit through the rest of the reading. But back to the reading now. I feel like we're at the Knight of Swords. There's a charge coming towards Trump. And again, that could be representing that caravan charge in this time frame. He's trying to get people worked up about that. And denying the blue wave and its victory, and also any major criminal charges coming towards him. And there's some sort of surprise or unexpected, could be surprise unexpected win, or surprise unexpected legal summons or report. I'm not sure, but I do feel like Mueller might be coming out with his report soon, okay? Real soon, right after the election, maybe even the week of the election. I don't know. No, I think it'll be after the election. Okay. I clarified this Knight of Swords with the enemy reversed and the blind woman reversed. Okay, so Putin is a president. He's our enemy, and he's acting indirectly and directly with the Khan, and perhaps even with China, to cheat, to do some kind of cyber tactics, right, to cheat the vote. But God is providing his protection here. Somehow, I don't know how, he's providing his his saving hand to protect our votes. Viaggio is saying that the door is going to close on our current president, and a new and a better one is going to come in. Okay? I don't know how long that's going to take place, how long it's going to take for that to take place, but that's a message he's saying. The door is going to close on this president, and a new and a better one is going to come in. That's another message from God. I just want to feel like I'm sharing with you. So let me get back to this clarifier. The enemy reverse means that an enemy is acting directly or indirectly. Also, this could be Trump's energy, Trump feeling that collectively there's enemies acting to plot and do him harm. And collectively, for us, There is an enemy plotting to harm and to steal from us our rights, to steal from us our democracy, to steal from us our country. So everybody needs to kind of ponder these energies for themselves as well. As I look at the cards, I'm getting that someone that you trust is not going to be honest. This is the blonde woman. It could be Trump's relative. So maybe we're talking about Trump now. Maybe it's saying that Trump, some blonde woman, it could be your daughter. It could be a blonde woman who advises you. Or maybe a blonde woman that you had an affair with. Could be Stormy or some other blonde. But a blonde woman is not trustworthy. To Trump. She's using flattering words, using her feminine wiles. She's a false friend. She's a liar. She may be an opportunist. She's deliberately giving you bad advice. So I do feel like the cards are talking to Trump right now. He suspects already. He suspects already that this person is betraying him. They're betraying him because they want a better future. They're betraying him because they want a better future. They're betraying him because they're trying to protect their relationship. They've got the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords, so this could be a relationship. Could be her right to communicate. Again, we're in layers of different people here, and whatever their purpose or reason is for betraying or for attacking Trump in some way, communicating about Trump in an underhanded way, where whatever their reason is, it's because they want to have a better future for themselves, and they may be trying to protect either their rights to communicate or protect a relationship, some man that they're involved with. This woman is being coy. She's being flattering. She uses her feminine wiles. She's very sexy. She could be very beautiful. Okay. In his opinion, I feel like we're talking about Trump now. But she's deliberately giving you bad advice. And like I said, I think he suspects. This could be involving a lawsuit about defamation. This could be Stormy as well. Maybe, I think she lost her lawsuit with the defamation, but maybe they want to continue or challenge the victory, Trump's victory over her lawsuit about defamation. Maybe they want to challenge that. They could be coming to Trump to challenge that. Her and her lawyer, because it's the lawyer here. Because they feel like the victory was won through deceit or manipulation of justice. There might have been a judge that was fraudulent. That's what they feel. Okay? They feel like somehow Trump won over her in a fraudulent way. So they're going to be challenging that. I don't know if this is Avenatti, this consultant, because he's got so much hair. But he is next to the blonde woman. So it could be, because it represents a lawyer. But it could also represent the person that you're doing this on behalf of. It's a good lawyer. It could be saying that this woman here is a lawyer, a good prosecutor. It could be a woman. It could be another. It could be. I'm all over the place, guys. Could be more than one lawyer. Could be a crime investigator here. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of stuff. Let's talk about the possibility of Ivanka or one of Trump's blonde advisors. This person is reporting to a good lawyer, a crime investigator. She's reporting on behalf of her, she's reporting on behalf of someone that she wants to protect. She wants to protect her father, her lover, her husband, her brother. So she's not telling the truth to the good lawyer all the time. She's telling some truth, but she's not always telling the truth because we have the blonde woman here. So she is a liar. She's not being completely honest. But she's reporting back secrets, Trump's private information to the investigators. Information about collusion with the enemy. Secrets shared with the enemy. Okay, she is reporting back. It's saying that she willingly sought out the investigator to give them information, but it's a cunning plan. Okay, she's still trying to save her father, her lover, her brother. Okay, and then on another note, I feel like there is a deal being negotiated secretly with the Middle East. Okay, because I'm seeing the Middle East here. I'm seeing Middle East drilling. And I'm seeing the Middle East propaganda about the caravan as well. I feel like Trump is trying to negotiate a contract right now with the lovers here. He's denying Congress command to take some form of action on the Middle East because he's in the process of negotiating a secret deal with them right now for some sort of arms contract or drilling contract with Saudi Arabia. I don't know if he's supposed to be negotiating right now, but he is negotiating right now. And he doesn't want to lose out to his competition, which is China or Russia. So any action that he takes, he's going to try to delay it on Saudi Arabia or try to pacify it in some way. There's going to be like I said, also the help of, I'm sorry, I keep looking at the cards and not looking at the camera. The help of Russia and China and Russia to cheat in the election prior. And now I think the justice is going to come back to Trump for that. I hope, but my hope has been fiddled with so much. I can only hope. Hope that that's what the cards are saying. The enemy card here can talk about terrorism. It can talk about being your own worst enemy. It's next to this blonde woman here. So it's saying that Trump's worst enemy or enemies is his daughter, his son, his son-in-law. Could be Stormy and her lawyer or their case if they call on some sort of deposition of Trump. It could also be standing as Middle East, Russia, and China. They're our worst enemies on a more global scale. But definitely this blonde is the worst enemy for Trump of all, because this is going to cause the downfall with the Morte of Trump. They could cause the downfall of our country if we don't check it. So guys, I'm going to stop there because I'm exhausted and this has gone on for an hour. I mainly just wanted to present to you the messages that I felt I got from God or from my higher self, from your higher self, maybe collectively. Yeah, so I just wanted to share this with you. So make sure you vote blue, vote Democrat, and more readings to come. Blessings, guys. Take care. Oh, and I'm sorry, I meant to say this at the beginning of the reading. My heart and my prayers goes out to all of the victims and the victims' families. They were targeted on Saturday at the Tree of Life in I think it's Squirrel Hill in Pittsburgh. So sorry for your loss. And you could really feel, when you look at the pictures of the victims, that they were good souls. And on the other side, I thank you for doing what you can to help us correct what's going on in America and help us to come together and turn this around for the better. And in a sense, I want to say thank you for your sacrifice so that we could become aware of the dangers, the present dangers, because each life is a lesson. So please, America, wake up. Please wake up. Please, before it's too late.